Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Frantic Nerdcast, episode number 91. We are back for another episode.
We are back indeed, and apologies for the 1 week delay. That was with myself. I went away for a little trip with the family camping, which was lovely. But
I also had
postponed.
my child's carols, which was the most enthralling day on earth.
I can't wait till Riv has carols.
They're fun.
Do you have to go every year to some form?
We don't do them every year. We're not silly.
Fair enough.
There's so much fucking work. I enjoy doing them because it is a good thing for the school, the community, the kids, everything. Sure. But fuck, it's a lot of work because it's one of those things where it requires all the extra practices and things.
Yeah.
But everything else still marches forward. So you just got to find time in your day to fit in carol singing practice while doing your writing, your report writing, and all that other stuff, and your maths and sciences and swim schools.
I mean, you could do it in one of your 87 weeks off a year.
No, because the kids aren't there, man.
Now, in today's episode, we have some lovely more cards that have come back from grading from TCG Australia.
Thank you, TCG.
We have 5 cards that we have gone through and looked at. We will go through them later on in the episode. We'll keep you in suspense until then. What else has we been up to in our little week off, lads?
I finally watched myself a little bit of 28 Years Later because Zach was giving me shit about it. So I thought, you know what, fuck it, I'll watch it.
Guess what? I started watching 28 Days.
Well, and on that note, it's good that you watched it because the Bone Temple trailer dropped today at time of recording.
I have not watched the Bone Temple
trailer. Is that the sequel to it?
That's the sequel to it because it's a trilogy.
We're getting 3 of them.
I might be up to date by the time the third one comes out.
I do have to say, you were not lying, AJ. There is a lot of zombie dick.
Yep.
A lot of zombie
We will
dick.
touch on that a little bit later.
I forgot about that.
We'll also be talking about 5 Australian films that everyone should see.
And
now,
by we mean
me.
AJ.
I did a list too.
That's fine. So these are more aimed towards our American fans. So it's more movies that you guys probably have never heard of and we recommend you watch.
I've got one.
I just listed out a bunch of stuff and I thought, hey, watch the shit out of this because they're great.
I know I've got one off the top of my head.
Then we'll also be talking about Witcher Season 4.
Yes.
We will be talking about... briefly, because you gents haven't watched them yet, but I'll be briefly talking about the new Running Man, Edgar Wright's Running Man, and Predator Badlands.
Oh, have you seen Badlands?
I have, yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, I didn't get to. We were going to, but then Lisa fell sick that night. So
And Zach will be talking about...
My Hero Academia, and then a little bit of Ink Master and reality TV.
Let's jump on in. What do we want to jump into first?
Yep, sure. One of them.
All right, let's jump straight into the big boy. Let's jump into the Australian films, shall we?
Give me a lot of time.
I suppose, because I went through, I've got 3 sort of mention and talk about, but I also have a bunch of honourable mentions. You want me to rattle off some honourable mentions and then get into the other ones, or...
Yeah, sure. Give us out your honourable mentions.
All right. Okay, so I've just gone through and listed a bunch of Aussie films that if you haven't watched, you should definitely go and give a gander. So all the Mad Maxes, all the Crocodile Dundees. Go and give Chopper a look.
Is technically, I think, isn't only the first Mad Max Australian?
Technically, I would say that it was one of the things because I went and had a look at an Australian movie list.
Fury Road's Australian.
Fury Road's Australian.
Yeah, but are they Australian made, produced, and everything, or are they just made filmed in Australia?
It's one of those things where they're done by Miller, who's the Australian, et cetera, et cetera. And I think that's one of the key points that they're saying, links it to being an Australian film. They have a significant amount of those movies are filmed in Australia in one way, shape, or form.
Fury Road wasn't. It was meant to be
because it was too green in Broken Hill.
Too green.
Yeah, it was too green.
So, question though, before we go too far in this list, the caveat of the list. So, are they just ones that are made in Australia? For instance, what was Moulin Rouge? Baz Luhrmann, Australian director, things like that.
That's an American movie.
But that's what I'm saying.
And it's funny how they say
that one. That's more of a mainstream one. And I would have put Crocodile Dundee in the same thing. I know it's Australian one. But that's a mainstream American, Americans would know of Crocodile Dundee, the movie.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Because there was another one that I forgot / was surprised about, but Happy Feet.
That's George Miller as well.
Exactly. And it's an Australian film and it's classified as an Australian film and it was noted as the first Australian film to win Oscar for Best Animated Film. So I mean it's pretty loosey-goosey loose.
Well, I'm going to throw one in this because it's tied in with the feet thing. Bootman.
Oh, yeah.
Remember Bootman?
Yep.
So,
Bootman, for those of you American people who don't know, you would know the Tap Dogs. It's a tap group that has been around for many, many years, massive all the way around the world. Essentially, it's tap dancing, but with work boots and like work clothing and stuff like that. Very talented guys.
And the manly men.
And it actually comes from Newcastle, Australia, where we live.
Yes.
It was we had a massive steel mill here in Australia, in Newcastle, which was shutting down, called BHP. And essentially, a lot of the guys were going out of jobs, and they needed to raise money to get something for
remember.
like wages or something like that. So they were tap dancers, so they put together this group and put on a big show and raised a whole shit ton of money and became super successful out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And the main guy became a really famous choreographer in Broadway shows and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And yeah.
But yeah, so I just remember that like one of the ending like dance numbers. It's just like the giant steel mill with like sparks flying and everything like that.
Stars Adam Garcia, who you would know
Born
from
Sheffield,
Coyote Ugly.
Yes.
And Vaughan Sheffield, Christian Patterson, and Lisa Perry.
Yeah, there you go. Rabbit Proof Fence, must watch for pretty much fucking anybody. It's a brilliant
every
film.
Australian child watches it at some point throughout school for a literacy essay.
Looking for Ella Brandy.
Cracker Jack, The Nugget.
Oh, that's just on my one, Cracker Jack.
The Nugget. Wolf Creek, give them a gander. That's some awesome but harrowing films. Snowtown is also very harrowing. It is a really good film about the Snowtown murders that happened just outside of Adelaide. Very, very good film. These Final Hours, which is I quite enjoyed it. It's about a guy and a young girl basically getting across Australia during I think there's either tidal wave or it's like an Armageddon big planet killing event that's about to occur, and it's like the final hours of redemption through that. It's quite a good film. And of course, Wormwood. And my last one for an honourable mention was Oddball.
Yep.
There's a long list of honourable mentions.
Fucking oath it is.
Well, I just want to touch base on Cracker Jack because you've just mentioned it there, and that was going to be my big one. But yeah, so for those Americans that haven't seen it, Cracker Jack, it's basically set on lawn bowls. Definitely a sport very, very popular in the drinking culture and aging culture of Australia. But yeah, so basically, old mate turns up and joins the bowling club purely for the car spot. Yes. It gives him across the road. Spot,
that's all right.
And then
you have to be a member to keep the car spot.
Yeah, and he was going to lose said car spot because the bowling club was going to shut down unless he pulled his finger out and ended up joining the bowls team. And after much shenanigans of like ripping on it and things throughout, joins it, wins it, and then becomes the greens keeper for it moving forward. So yeah, definitely a great film. It's got Mick Malloy is the main star in it. But
he's
yeah,
a radio star here in Australia.
But yeah, definitely worth a check out if you're into sports and sort of sport movies. It's definitely one to watch.
All right, so on to the main lists. Okay, so
I've got one. So
my first one is a film called The Loved Ones. So this came out in 2009. It stars Xavier Samuel, who you'd know from Twilight. Elvis, A Few Best Men. Robin McLeavy, who was in Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, which was a fantastic movie we should need to talk about, and Hell on Wheels. Jessica McNamee, who is Sonya in the new Mortal Kombat.
Oh, yep.
And John Brumpton, who is in Romper Stomper and the Romper Stomper series.
Sure.
So basically, this is a high schooler. Brent is driving with his father, Dan, when a bloodied man appears in the middle of the road. Swerving to avoid the man, Brent crashes his vehicle into a tree, accidentally killing his father. 6 months later, Brent politely turns down Lola Stone's invitation to the school form, or prom, as you guys know it, in favor of his girlfriend, Holly. Lola secretly watches the two of them having sex in Holly's car. Guilt-ridden over his father's death, Brent has turned to self-harm with a razor blade hidden in his necklace. At home, Brent's mother, Carla, insists on him taking a taxi rather than riding with an inexperienced Holly. Brent leaves his house and goes to a nearby cliff, briefly contemplating suicide, but he's then smacked in the back of his head, and the rest of the movie ensues. So that's about the first 5 minutes of the movie. That's described there. And it is...
I don't think I've seen it.
And it's a little torture porny.
Right.
Like sort of Hostel-esque style stuff.
Okay.
Basically, the chick asks him to prom. He says no. And so she kidnaps him and puts him in a suit, and she wears a prom dress, and her and her dad essentially torture him.
Yeah, right.
It is a very fucked up film, but it is very, very good. Very, very good movie. Like I'm talking like there's a drill to his head and stuff like this, and it's if you're squeamish, don't watch it. But it is a really, really good Australian horror film.
Okay.
Highly recommend it. It's not streaming anywhere, but you can buy it on Prime.
Okay.
For $3.99 Australian or whatever it is over in America.
$4.
It's like $1.50 in American, I guess.
All right, what do we got?
I'll throw my first one in. Two Hands.
Oh, yes.
So
Heath Ledger, for those of you playing at home.
Heath Ledger. So this was back in 1999. It had Heath Ledger, Brian Brown, who's an Aussie actor who I reckon even our...
Every American would know who he is if they saw him.
Exactly. And also Rose Byrne. You definitely recognise her. From me, it was through the Insidious film series that she was in. I forgot she was in it.
Right.
I think the camera might have been on you that whole time I was talking.
Well, that's cool.
Yep. Keep going.
Oh, well, these things happen. So in this one, you've got Jimmy, played by Heath Ledger. He's a 19-year-old who lives in a rundown block of units in the inner suburbs of Sydney. He earns money by working as a barker outside of a strip club in King's Cross with his friend Les. He aspires to follow in the footsteps of his deceased brother, joining the ranks of the local criminal element led by the charismatic yet ruthless and feared mob boss Pando. So the film sort of kicks off with him. He's got a bag of 10K. He's trying to deliver it on behalf of Pando. He can't deliver it because the person he's dropping it off to isn't there. He then goes for a swim in the beach, buries the money. Couple of kids find the money, spend it over the course of the movie. And I mean, just it follows from there as to how Heath Ledger's character Jimmy gets that money back and tries to get in front of Pando and do what he needs to do. And it is just fucking
great movie.
Great. It is random. It is like there's car chases, there's armed robberies, there's like mob related sort of like little gang fights, so to speak, and whatnot. And the ending, I won't say what happens, but the ending is just like fucking brilliant. Like the way that it happens and occurs is really, really well done. So if you haven't watched Two Hands, get out there and watch it. It is absolutely incredible.
Fantastic movie. It's a very Australian gang movie.
Yes.
So if you're American and you're fans of Underbelly or Hell on Wheels, stuff like that, you'll enjoy this film.
And one of the great, like, brilliant things about it, like we're talking like a mob and mafia and whatever, like for that Australian perspective, like, but this guy Pando, who's the leader of this mob guy, he's literally kicking around in a pair of footy, like NRL stubby shorts. So pretty much you can see one of his nuts hanging out one side of it. They're that bloody short, and a pair of pluggers, and that's the leader of this like little crime syndicate mob type thing, and the two goons are dressed exactly the fucking same. Yeah. So it's really
so Australian.
It's very, very Australian, and it's a great story and a great film.
I've remembered a few more. So if you want to talk about movies that are quintessentially Australian, I'm bringing probably the most quintessential. The Castle.
Yeah, that's on my list. I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah. So for those that haven't seen it, go and watch it. But so effectively, it follows the quirky Kerrigan family who live together in a makeshift home they built themselves with great pride and bizarre attention to detail. Because if it's worth putting, it's going straight to the pool room. So this house is a few yards from the Melbourne airport, the Tullamarine Airport. Building inspector basically comes and condemns the building, and the movie then follows the dad, Daryl Kerrigan, getting in line with a sort of dodgy lawyer, and they try to fight to save the house from being demolished and go from there.
But they do take a little break to go to Bonnie Doon.
They go to Bonnie Doon.
Like the brilliant thing about this movie, like as I said, it was on my list. It came out in 1997. It is a movie that people all ages still reference, whether they've seen the movie or not. Yeah. I mean, straight to the pool room. We're going to Bonnie Doon. Dad dug another hole. Like shit like that. You hear people say like, "Oh, what's that from?" You're like, "I don't know. It's just something that I heard said." And it's like it's just...
It's a line we still use in terms of Pokemon at the moment. What does he want for it? This much. Tell him he's dreaming.
Exactly. And that is straight from this movie. Like, and people reference it without even knowing. How's the Serenity?
It stars, for our American friends out there, it does star one actor that you definitely will know, and that is Eric Bana.
Yes.
E.g. the Hulk.
I wouldn't say star, but he's in it.
He's in it, yes.
Stephen Curry is another one, and Michael Caton's probably the other big ones.
Fantastic. It is like the quintessential Australian movie that everyone in Australia knows. Americans, you may not like it because
it's
humor
Australia
is
humor.
very
It's all
Australian.
Australian, but yeah, it's
I think people will still enjoy it because it's enough. It still has, as I said, like those one-liners and whatnot, those references. They're still vague enough to be like, yeah, brilliant. Like it is quite good. I mean, whenever dinner time comes around, like we make sure that TV is definitely turned down. Like just shit like that. It's
what are these rissoles?
Rissoles. What'd you do with them, Darl? Seasoned them. It's like,
oh yeah. But yeah, it's a great movie, and it's just everyday family life sort of on the screen. So yes, I reckon Americans may not get everything and like all of it, but there are definitely parts that they'll pick up and go, "That's my family from back in the day," and all that sort of stuff. So,
exactly. Yeah. There was one funny thing that I wrote down, which is sort of how this movie touched on and handled some of the social issues at the time, or some of the issues happening through we'll call them the lower class and whatnot. But it's
the Bogans.
Yeah, the Bogans.
Let's use the right term, the Bogans.
The quote is, here when they're going through with the guy who's assessing the place, like, here's the back, all landfill, not allowed to build there. And the guy says, oh, has the soil been tested? Oh, yeah, nothing too serious. What do you know about lead? And it's like, it's got little things like that scattered throughout the whole thing. I mean, and it's brilliant. It's really, really great. Have to watch
All right. My second one. This is an Australian classic. This movie will not be for everyone, but it is one of the classics of Australia. It is directed by Baz Luhrmann. It is one of Baz Luhrmann's first feature films. That was 100% Australian, and that is Strictly Ballroom.
I'm trying to think if I've seen it or not.
You would have seen it. Everyone's seen it at some point. Paul Mercurio is the main actor in it. A lot of people would know him from Dancing with the Stars and stuff. I think he did he was one of the judges on the Australian one or the American one. Okay. Not sure. And then a whole heap of other actors and actresses that you would have seen and stuff if you watched Australian things. So Scott Hastings, the frustrated son of a family ballroom dancer, has been training since the age of 6. His mother, Shirley, teaches ballroom dancing, and his father, Doug, meekly handles maintenance chores at the dance studio while secretly watching old footage of his bygone dance competitions, as well as Scott's in the back room. Scott struggles to establish his personal style of dance to win the Pan-Pacific Grand Prix Dancing Championship. But his innovative and flashy way of dancing, crowd-pleasing steps are not considered strictly ballroom, and as such are denounced by the Australian Dancing Federation head Barry Rife. Now, that doesn't sound amazing. It's a movie about ballroom dancing. It is so good, and just the commentary on how stupid it is, like these rules and all that kind of stuff, and then just Baz Luhrmann's just flair over the top of it.
Yeah. Just
like every movie he's done is just chef's kiss. It is a really, really enjoyable film, and it's one of those movies you can just sit down and be like, I enjoyed that. It's not super over the top Baz Luhrmann as he later became with like Moulin Rouge and stuff like that.
Sure.
And Australia.
Yeah. Oh, fuck Australia. But no, this is classic Luhrmann when it was actually he was good. So I highly recommend it. It's thoroughly enjoyable if you like that style of movie.
Sure.
As I said, it may not be for everyone, that one.
Okay. My last one, it probably doesn't quite fit into what you were talking about, like some of those more quintessential Australian films and whatnot. This is a recent film, came out.
Not really quintessential. My list is more aimed towards like non-Australians, really.
Yeah, so this one, non-Australians will definitely enjoy this film, but it is far more of a popular film, so they probably already have. And this is The Dry, which came out in 2020 with Eric Bana. Yep. So there was two. There was The Dry. I've forgotten what the second one is. It's not as good as the first one, but the first one was it was incredible. But it's a Australian mystery drama directed by Robert Connolly from a screenplay by Connolly and Harry Cripp, based on the 2016 book of the same name. Basically, you've got federal agent Aaron Falk. He returns to his hometown of Kiawara in Victoria to attend the funeral of his childhood friend, who was allegedly killed by his wife and their son before taking his own life. And basically, the film follows from there him remaining in the town and doing his own investigation into the murder to try and get an understanding of what exactly happened, because And one of the things that's done really, really well through this film is that because it is such a small town, everyone knows everything. And as soon as a rumor starts, rumor becomes truth through these towns. And the way that that's sort of portrayed and the way that Banner's character tries to or needs to try and navigate that to come to whatever the truth is, it's done really, really well. It's got some amazing... amazing film shots of that real bush area and that dry area of Australia, where it's the Australian desert. It's red dirt. It's scrub littered with like all your leaf litter and whatnot. It is brown. It is red. It is dry. There's not much fucking green in it. And but even the way that they portray it and show it, it's really beautifully done to show like what is within Australia and the Australian outback. And the story that it's like encompassing is fucking brilliant. So. If you haven't watched it, highly, highly recommend getting out and watching that one. The sequel, I recommend giving it a watch, but it definitely wasn't as engaging as the first one.
Yep. You got another one?
I've got another one.
All right.
Paper Planes.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
That's not too bad.
So this is one where really it could be set in any country. Really, it's sort of basically there's a young kid finds out he's got developed a knack for making paper planes. So the story basically starts off with him going to and winning the Australian Championships, which allows him entry into the World Championships, which is set in Japan. Obviously, he has to raise money and things. At the time, his dad is going through the grief of his wife passing, so there's sort of that emotional connection and emotional feeling.
In it?
No, it is Sam Worthington.
Yep.
So he's sort of in the show, but like not really supportive of the son's adventures because he's going through his own grief. Yep. The grandfather steps up and helps him to get there. Then you have the inevitable where the boy meets the rival from Japan and ends up befriending him, and there's that whole sort of drama of, are they rivals helping each other, and no, they're going to stab each other in the back at some point. So
it's a true story, isn't it?
No.
I thought it was based on a true story.
No,
I might be thinking
there's some other ones that are, but no, I don't believe this one is based on a true story.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's just a good kids movie. Like I said, most kids around the world still make paper planes. They could relate to it and things like that. So yeah, it's not one that's going to be groundbreaking if you watch it, but it's definitely one, like you said before, you watch it and go, I enjoyed that.
And one of the benefits is, like, as you just touched on, kids can like make the paper planes and really enjoy that factor.
Yeah.
But a real like big message, I suppose, that comes from it. If you put your mind to something or anything, you can make something of it. So it's as simple as a paper plane. However,
it's something that does tie into lots of things. Like there's always someone that is skilled at something but doesn't have the money or the ability to go and they've got to find those unique ways of getting to that destination to showcase their skills, and that's what this one does. So.
Shows your grit, shows your determination, and what can pay off from putting those efforts in.
But yeah, again, from actors wise, really Sam Worthington is probably the big name actor in it that most people will know from all of his movies. So yeah.
All right, my next one is this one's a fun one. So this one's not horror. This one's not a weird Australian Baz Luhrmann dancing one. This one is called A Few Best Men. So this one is essentially it's a pommy dude is getting married to an Australian girl. And she lives in the outback with her rich parents and stuff. So he brings himself and three of his best mates over to Australia, and it's a road trip to get to the house for the wedding. And it's just a series
It's just debauchery, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a series of bad things that are happening one after the other. So it stars Xavier Saver, who was in The Loved Ones, we talked about earlier. Chris Marshall, probably the most famous male for the rest of the world in it. He's in Love Actually.
Yeah.
He's the pommy guy in Love Actually that goes to America and meets up with the girls in the bar. And he was in Beyond Paradise, which is a pretty popular TV show.
He pretty much plays the same character from Love Actually, except just amped up.
And then also you got Rebel Wilson's in it. Olivia Newton-John, I believe it was one of her last films before she passed away.
I think she's the mother.
Laura Brent is...
No, she didn't pass away that long ago, did she?
Yeah. Laura Brent is the wife from the new Mortal Kombat, I think, from memory. She's in it. And then a bunch of others. If you're Australian, you know a lot of the other actors.
She only passed away 3 years ago.
Oh, yeah, this was 2011. I said I believe it was her last film. I didn't say. Silly man. So pretty much described it. And there's sheep that get stoned. There's Olivia Newton-John swinging off chandeliers off her face. There's a weird, creepy guy who wants to take sexual advantage of the boys in drag and stuff. And it's one of those movies that just keeps going and going and going. You're like, just fucking get there already, man. And you're like, oh, nope, something else is happening. Oh my God. Oh my God.
It's a lot of, I don't think I enjoyed this like as much because I think it's a lot of cringe humor from memory.
It's Hangover with a bit of cringe, basically,
okay. I vaguely remember, there was quite a lot of things that went through that were just like leaning into that cringe humor that I'm kind of like, oh,
it's got Kenny in it, the guy that did Kenny with the toilets. And then there's also a sequel called
A Few Less Men.
A Few Less Men, which picks up directly after the movie. And this doesn't spoil the end of the other movie, but one of the boys in the movie falls off a cliff and dies right at the start of the movie. And so they have to try and get his body back to England. And it's the same thing. It's just a series of shenanigans with dead bodies in the coffin going down, falling down things and stuff. And
so it's
Weekend at Bernie's stuff.
It's an Australian modern day American Pie.
Yeah. It's it's very different to American Pie.
Yeah.
It's very funny. I highly recommend just watching it, and you'll enjoy it. Everyone enjoys it.
It was her third last movie.
I'm sorry.
She was in Sharknado 5 Global Swarming.
How could I not have known that she was in Sharknado 5?
And then she was in the very excellent Mr. Dundee.
I don't even know what that one is.
That's the Crocodile Dundee.
Was
they
that
did a
trailer?
revamp. No, they did a revamp of the Dundee, didn't they? The Dundee movie, like the Crocodile Dundee.
So Paul Hogan is thrust back in the spotlight as he desperately attempts to
Oh,
restore
that one. Yes.
on the eve of being knighted.
Yes, I remember that pile of shit.
So
That was
effectively, it's Paul Hogan playing himself, but like,
Yep.
yeah.
That's right. I remember that.
Someone said, "Do you want some money?" He said, "Sure."
Yeah.
Made some money.
And that one, as far as I can only tell, it's available on Stan in Australia. I don't know where
Sure
it is in America. Number 4. We've talked about this one before and how good it is, but we'll talk about it in this one just because it's a fantastic Australian film, and that is Predestination.
I did not know it was an Australian film.
Yes, very much so.
It's a fucking brilliant movie.
So this one is directed by Michael and Peter Spurg. It stars Ethan Hawke and Sarah Snook. In 1975, a time-traveling agent whose face is not seen suffers severe burns while trying and failing to stop the Fizzle bomber from detonating a bomb. An unseen person helps him activate his time travel device, allowing him to escape to his agency's headquarters. He receives reconstructive surgery on his burns, and he is told he will not look or sound the same. Once he recovers, the agent is sent to on his final mission before retirement. He goes undercover as a bartender in 1970s New York City, where he meets John, a columnist who writes under the pen name The Unmarried Mother. When pressed on how he can write so well for a woman's point of view, John begins telling his life story. And this is some, in the words of Doctor Who, time travel wibbly wobbly. It is.
That's putting it lightly.
Oh, it is so good. It's a slow burn time travel film, and it fucks with your head, and you just like, at the end of the movie, you're just like, I love you for this.
My head hurts, but thank you.
And like we can't really say more than that, otherwise it gives away so much of it. But it is such a beautiful, beautiful, well done time travel story.
And it's one of those film. The only downside for this thing, and I don't want to draw too far away from the fact that it is an absolutely incredible film, is it's very hard to watch again.
Oh,
it is because
once
you've watched it once, it's hard to watch again. But the first time you watch it, it's just like, oh, fucking thank you.
So these are the same guys that did a movie we talked about in a previous episode called Undead, a Australian zombie one, which I would have put on the list if we hadn't talked about it. Yep. And they also did their film after that was called Daybreakers, which is Sam Neill. Yep. It's a vampire one, which is also an Australian film. But this is their creme de la creme, in my opinion. It was perfect.
I'd agree with that.
Based on a story called All You Zombies, a science fiction short story by American writer Robert A. Heinlein, written in one day on July 11th, 1958, and first published in March 1959 issue of the Magazine of Fantasy and Science Fiction after being rejected by Playboy.
There you go.
Fun fact for you. This one is on Netflix. I know it's on Australian Netflix. I'm presuming it'll be on the American one as well, because most of them are pretty much the same these days. Get in there and watch it. But you gotta have to sit down and you gotta put your head in and watch the film.
Yeah, throw your phone into another room. Do not have your phone on you, because if you get distracted for 20 seconds, you start the fucking film again.
That's right. And this last one is you said you had fucking one, mate.
Mate, and I've been doing research and things keep percolating.
Go for it.
No, I've got.
So you know how we do all our research before the episode. Well, Zach, he's the fucking jeering.
Look, someone's got to work, you know.
Not fucking you. 87 weeks off a year.
Hey, the pub was good today.
Exactly.
No, I'm going to combine sort of 3 movies into one. So basically, it's The Gallipoli, The Light Horseman, and Kokoda. So 3 war-based movies of major Australian battles throughout wars. Mel Gibson stars in a couple of them. Yep. But yeah, very good movies to go and watch and check out.
Back when he was Australian.
Yes. But yeah, so good to watch and good to check out. So yeah, if you are interested in war and want to get to know more of the Australian side of things, go check out those 3 movies.
Wasn't Gallipoli a TV series?
No, so there's Gallipoli the movie, and then it was redone recently as like a 7 mini series.
No, wasn't it a series back then as well?
Oh, it probably has been.
They
Mel
might have
Gibson
done it
was
as
in the Gallipoli movie.
I think at the time they might have released it as like
a TV movie.
movies.
Yeah.
They might have been like 2 or 3, and they sort of put them together, something like that.
All right, the last one I've got is called Necrotronic. This is a fucking weird one. It's fun.
Sounds weird.
Came out in 2018, directed and co-written by Kai Roach Turner. Stars Brendan O'Toole, who was in Hacksaw Ridge, Boy Swallows the Universe, which is a very big Netflix show. Monica Bellucci, who everyone would know. She was in The Matrix 2 Shoot 'em Up. She's Italian, I believe.
Not sure.
French, one of those two. And she's got the very sultry voice, big boobies. You'd see her, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Caroline Ford, who was in Carnival Row, and Bob Seaver, who was in 300 Rise of the Empire. So Necrotronic, formerly known as Necromancer, is a 2018 Australian comedy science fiction horror film. It was co-written and directed by blah, 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 and it tells the story of demons that steal people's souls through smartphone apps and the demon hunters who are out to kill them.
Nice.
And this guy the main protagonist, he kind of discovers that he has this ability, and it sort of freaks out a bit, and then he joins the team, and it ends in like a Ghostbustery world-ending event that they've got to try and stop and stuff. And it's one of those movies you're like, the fuck am I watching at the start? You're like, this is...
And then at the end, you're just like...
By the end, you're like, that was a really enjoyable time. I had fun with that. And you just know they had fun making it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was on Netflix. Not sure if it still is or not, but it's just a fun ride. You just straight yourself in and just enjoy it. And yeah, that's basically that list.
Don't want to throw in another 7, Zach?
No, I was thinking of Carrie Ann Moss when he was talking about Monica Bellucci. So 2 very different actresses.
Very different. None of our Australian films. So if you want to watch any of them, get in there and watch them. I think you'll really enjoy them. And, support Australian cinema.
Oh, and one I just realised...
90% of American movies are made in Australia now.
I'll do a Zach. Babe.
La, la, la. Everyone knows that one.
But yeah, and especially that's more important to get into the Australian shows, considering that law got passed by the Australian government. So
yes,
Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney, etc., all the big streaming services have to put certain amount of money back into the Australian film and TV industry.
It's going to be interesting how they do that.
I think they'll either skirt the rules or they'll just buy existing shows and then put them under their banner.
That's what I think they're going to do. I think they're going to skirt the rules by just buying stuff that's there, whether it's small, big, or indifferent. Like they'll just, if it's got an Australian label on it, they'll go, right.
Disney will buy Home and Away or something, and Netflix will buy Neighbours and stuff like that. So
something like that.
All right, let's quickly jump into Hazbin Hotel. Ooh. Season 2 has finished airing on Prime.
Fucking good show.
And the main reason I put this up is because I went to start watching Season 2, because I haven't watched Season 2 yet. I don't care if you spoil it for me, that doesn't matter. But I went to watch it, and then all of a sudden I went...
You said you finished it.
Oh, Hazbin Hotel live on Broadway. There's a special on Prime, the Hazbin Hotel live on Broadway, and it was fantastic. It's like pretty much all the songs from the first season. They do 2 from season 2 because it was done before season 2 had aired.
Yeah.
Great.
So for me, I've heard you guys talk about it a couple of times. Oh yeah, Hazbin Hotel, it's great. And season 2 is coming out, yada yada yada. And every time I've seen the banner for it, I'm just like, it's not drawing me in. It was never drawing me in.
Have you seen
for.
Hell of a Boss?
We're talking about Hazbin Hotel.
No. Have you seen Hell of a Boss?
No.
Okay, because that's made by the same people.
Okay. So in any case, like there was nothing drawing me into it, and then I just went, fuck it, right? I'll watch the first episode. I'm like, oh, I hate that I waited so long to watch this. It is so fun.
The art drew me in.
See, the art didn't draw me in, but when you watch it, the art drew me in when I was watching it. But the actually seeing like just a poster or whatever, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. But the way that they shift the reds and the pinks and whatnot, and the way that they sort of blend them through to the different characters and all that is done so fucking well.
And one of the things when I started, because I knew nothing about it when I put it on the first time. I was like, new cartoon, I'll watch this. I'm like, oh, it's a musical. I don't mind musicals. Cool. I started watching it, and then as soon as Old Love came on from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I heard that voice. Yeah, I heard that voice. I was like, yes, got me now.
Because I heard her start talking about, fuck, she's in everything at the moment.
And the guy who does this is a very out there reference, and not a lot of people will get this one. The guy that plays Lucifer.
Yep.
He is. He did the fill-in work for Hugh Jackman for The Greatest Showman. When they were trying to pitch The Greatest Showman, they had to pitch it to the studio executives, so they did like a couple of the songs and stuff, and Hugh Jackman had just gotten nose surgery.
Oh, yeah.
And so he's singing it, but then one of the songs, which is like the big number, he
jumps
goes to see a huge thing start and jumps in, and there's a really funny clip of the guy playing Lucifer talking about that situation on stage and like singing songs and stuff, and how like that was meant to be his big break, and did they hire me? No, they got Zac Efron.
So one of the things that I actually really liked about this show, and you touched on like the fact that Lucifer's there, like, so the whole thing with Lucifer is he's a fallen angel, yada yada yada, and rather than within this show, which Lucifer and the devil and all that, they're sort of portrayed as this big beast of a creature, so to speak. In this, he is literally, he looks like a fallen angel.
Yeah.
He looks like just a dweeby fucking guy who's in the wrong place.
I wouldn't even say he looks like a fallen angel. He just looks like he's just an unassuming character. Like
when he gets his wings out, it's kind of like, yes, he looks like the fallen angel. But when his wings aren't there, you're exactly right. He just looks like a dweeby person in the wrong fucking place. And I thought, you know what, that is perfect.
So before we go further, so basically the plot of the show is Charlie Morningstar, the devil's daughter, the princess of hell. She's running a hotel, and basically it's a hotel for second chances. So
throughout has-beens.
Throughout season 1, there's the war with heaven, because heaven's coming down to purge the citizens because they're worried about obviously the numbers in hell eventually deciding to rise up and overtake heaven.
Yes.
So Charlie helps them stop that, resulting in one of the characters, what's the word I'm looking for? Basically atoning for their sins and then rising up.
Being redeemed.
Being redeemed, that's the word, redeemed. So being redeemed and going up to heaven, which is all what season 2 is about.
I love how much of an asshole the angels are.
Yeah.
They're just absolute pricks. They're like full office lads.
See, I didn't expect it to be as crude as it was. Like to come out and then just sort of start talking and whatnot, and then it's like just, oh yeah, fuck you, fuck
need to
that,
watch
and all that
Hell
sort
of
of
a
stuff. I'm just like, I didn't expect this, but it's great. It's done so well.
Yeah, so it's getting a lot of praise at the moment because of the mash of styles it does. So it's got that crude boy humor at times. It's got the musical with all the great songs. It's got all the real important messages. And because it's actually moving at a good pace, like everything.
They're not fucking around.
Yeah, no, everything happens. There's purposes there, and things that you don't think are relevant are actually relevant in like 3 or 4 episodes time and things like that. So. The first 2 seasons have been really good. It's been renewed for season 3. Terry Crews apparently is rumored to be playing Lilith. It's got big things coming. It was apparently, what was the rumor? It's been
season 2 also has old mate from Fallout Boy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he plays one of the angels in season 2.
Oh, nice.
So apparently it's the most in-demand animated series according to the Guinness World Record holder. I don't know.
There you go.
I don't know how that is determined or not, but yeah.
Look, it caught me off guard. I love watching a good musical anyways, and as you just touched on, the way that it spans through the we'll call it the emotional spectrum. Like it's lighthearted, it's funny, but then some of the things it really draws you in. You start to feel genuinely very sorry for some of the characters as they're going through the song, and that emotional element comes through, and then the fight scenes that they have and the way that it's like through with angels and the demons and those battle, and it's just portrayed so well, and you really I wouldn't say resonate with the characters in there, but you just really feel what
there
they're
will
going
definitely
through.
be characters that do resonate with
Yes.
those, because it's a lot of the they're in there obviously in hell because they've sinned, and a lot of the sins they've done are things that everyone has done at some point, or like have experienced someone doing something like that. So
there's a really funny moment in like the very start of season 2 with because it's Serpentius. He's the guy who gets redeemed at the end of season 1, and they're talking about Serpentius and whatnot, and then like they're talking about being redeemed and this, that, and the other. Should he be here? Like he's snuck in, yada yada yada. And then one of the angels pipes up and goes, "Ha ha ha! I get it. Serpent," just like that. And for me, I honestly hadn't connected those dots. I'm just like, oh yeah, serpent. But when it said that, I'm just like, I am one of billions right now who are going, oh,
That's probably why they put that joke
exactly. And like you're just like, they've deliberately done the joke. It is still hilarious, and it just it was great. It was
reminds
really, really
me very much of Final Space. Not in the style of what the show is about, but just that feeling I got from it.
Yeah. I'd agree with that.
And like Final Space is one of my favorite cartoons ever made.
Yep.
It's a travesty that it got cancelled, but it just gives me that same feeling of bigness and enjoyment and
100% agree. Like I've smashed season 1. I smashed it pretty much in a week. They've started advertising in the show like, you can get the playlist on Amazon Music. So I'm like, well, that was my listening to work today, wasn't it? So it's just great.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Well, if you like this, check out Hell of a Boss. It's also on Prime, so it's made by the same people.
So it was a YouTube show.
Yeah, started out as a YouTube show. So this is based around Blitz. The O is silent. And basically he's an imp running the business Imp, Immediate Murder Professionals. So the sinners of hell hire him to go up to the earth and kill the people that wronged them in their life, sort of thing. So and there's just crude humor. But my favorite part of the show is not what's happening in the foreground. It's the background. Like there's billboards and signs and stuff that like you end up reading them and like, that's funny as fuck. That's funny. Like it's the attention to detail in the show is fantastic. And again, has the different emotional journeys and things you go on through with some of the characters and their backgrounds and all those sorts of things.
Same art style as well.
I've been waiting for something to connect the two shows, like in Hazbin Hotel. So
sure.
But yeah, it's a fantastic show. Go watch it.
Okay.
And then transitioning from Hell to another thing about Hell, we briefly talked about this in a couple episodes ago in the Rumours section, where it's a comic book by Boom Studios, who are killing it in the book industry at the moment.
They're what?
They're not just killing it, they're killing it.
Killing it. They're the ones who do Something's Killing the Children. They do all the Power Rangers comics. They do the Dune comics, lots of stuff. This one's called Grimm, and it's getting turned into a TV show.
Yes.
I believe...
Not to be confused with Grimm with 2 M's?
No, that's correct. Not to be confused with Grimm with 2 M's. So this one, it's the first issue, I basically decided the first issue, it's showing this chick, and she is a Grim Reaper. She's going around, she finds this guy who's died, she tries to collect his soul, and then while she takes him into hell, they're on the River Styx, they're going towards judgment and stuff, and he's like, how did you die? She's like, I don't know, blah blah blah. She doesn't remember her death, and then he somehow manages to steal her scythe and runs out and gets back to Earth. So her and 2 of her other Reaper friends have to go to Earth and try and find her scythe, and whilst there she accidentally interacts with a human, which Grimms aren't meant to be able to do. They're meant to just like walk through people and stuff. But she interacts with a human being, which sets off all the alarms in hell and all this kind of stuff. And she's the only Grim Reaper who doesn't know where she's come from, like how she died kind of situation. So there's that mystery through it. And then I'm about halfway through. I think it's 35 books and it's done, I think. I'm about halfway through and it's really good.
Yeah, okay.
It's really, really good. Like it goes from what I've just described and just jumps and jumps and jumps and jumps. And you've got, the apple and lots of stuff, lots of lore, and it's really good fun. Highly recommend it. Yeah, Grimm by Boom Studios.
Well, can you segue me into My Hero Academia, please?
You can.
Talking
So
of comics
speaking
and
of
mangas.
people that die, let's go into My Hero Academia.
Woo! So the final episode of the big fight, it happened 2 weeks ago now. We're now into the epilogue part, which is going to be ending on the 13th of December. So we've got 2 episodes
There's
left.
something else that airs the same day.
John Cena's
That's it,
final
John Cena's
match.
final match. It's the same day as the last
It's the
episode.
end of an era, guys. No more heroes. No more John Cena. What are we going to do? No, so it's the final season has been popular. So according to ratings, it's one of the highest rating animated shows of all time. It's getting like 9.9s. I think the lowest is 9.5 it's got from the episodes. The second last episode of like the fight arc has your big Avengers Assemble moment, and it just brings a tear to the eye when it happens. It's like, oh, fuck yeah, it's so good. And obviously the power of friendship comes through and helps them win the day in the final one. But yeah, it was great. Some people were a bit annoyed at the final fight because it wasn't a long, drawn-out sort of like, scuffle sort of thing. It was just something happened and logically...
If you want long and stretched out, Dragon Ball Z is there for everyone to watch.
That is true. I thought you were going to say One Piece, but that is true. But yeah, so it was really well done. The ending was a bit of a swerve, which was good. It wasn't a complete, like, we're just going to swerve you and just fuck you over for no reason. It made sense, a sort of swerve. It was all well done. Like, yeah, the pacing's been really good.
The ending has been out for a while.
Yeah.
So I think if they veered from that manga, some motherfuckers would be angry, man.
And so a lot of the people that have read the manga have said they've taken good manga fights that, like, they weren't sure how they were going to change it into the anime and actually have done a better job. And
I've heard they pretty much nailed it.
Yeah, so everything they've done in this season has been fantastic. So if you haven't watched it, definitely go and watch it.
I've still got to watch from like season 2. I've seen like 20 episodes.
It's good. Listen, the thing I like about Hero Academia is there is no filler. Like to the point where the filler episodes they have are like what I thought was a 7-episode filler arc actually has purpose now in the end. Like it's everything has a purpose. Everything moves forward. There is one thing at the ending which I won't say just yet because I'll just give it another week or two for people to actually watch and see what's happened. And I also just want to finish the show before I make a comment in case I'm wrong. But yeah, it's good. Like I can't say a bad word about this final season. And I was worried because I said at the end this time last year that was meant to be the final season, and it was the episodes were running out. I'm like, shit, this is going to end really rush. And then they announced they're going to make this. I think it's only about 30 episodes this season, and everything they've done has been fantastic from start to finish. This season has been baller. So if you haven't watched My Hero Academia, go watch it. It's if you're not into anime, this is a good one to get into it. It's not all that outlandish. It makes sense. If you watch Marvel superhero stuff, you'll enjoy this. It's just superheroes, but in high school, and yeah, everything about it is fantastic.
Beautiful.
Oh, and the art in it is phenomenal.
Yes, very much so. All right, on to another thing about little superheroes, and that is Predator Badlands. Now, I won't go too much into that because you lads haven't watched it yet and you want to watch it.
Very much
I will say, fantastic film. Not as good as Prey, in my opinion, but it's a very different movie to Prey.
Okay.
Because
Prey is the animated film?
No, Prey is the Native American one.
Yep.
Okay.
So this one takes place it starts on the Predator homeworld.
Okay.
And the main protagonist is a predator.
Yep.
So the entire time it is in their language. So it's subtitled. You're watching, anytime the predators talk, you are watching them in their language. They never speak English throughout the whole film.
Nice.
And essentially the premise of the movie is he's a weakling in his clan. His brother is testing him at the start. And then to prove himself, he goes, okay, I'm going to try and hunt this thing on this planet. No predator's ever gotten it before. I can't remember what the predators actually have a name now. Yujuji or something, I think it is.
And don't they end up on, because they go to like Battle World or
so
whatever it's called,
they go to this planet, and this planet essentially is where this thing lives. No predator's ever got it, but everything on this planet is
Out to kill you.
evolved to kill the thing below it.
It's where my understanding of this place, and I could be wrong, it's been used in films previously, where the predators go there as a rite of passage. No,
not really. No.
Okay,
it's more like at the start of the film, he's like, "What am I going to hunt?" And he goes through a whole heap of things, and he goes, "I want to hunt that because no one's ever caught it before."
Sure. Okay.
And he goes to this planet where it lives, and he gets there. His ship crashes, and then it instantly leads you into this happens. Like the planet's just trying to kill him.
Sure.
And on his way to find it, he's walking through this field where there's these big like these big plants that are sticking up, and they've got spikes in them. And whenever he gets within proximity to it, it starts to puff up. And if he gets too close to it, it shoots spikes out of it, and then it like regenerates itself again.
Yeah.
And while he's walking through that field, he sees a big nest of like this pterodactyl-y thing, and that's where the android is.
Yep.
She's obviously got no legs, which you've all seen in the trailer.
Yep.
And so
Spoilers.
she speaks English, and she has like a universal translator.
Yep.
So when she speaks, he can understand her. When he speaks, she can understand him.
One of the old Weyland-Yutani bots.
So the movie is about him, and the only reason he allows her with him is because he pictures her as a tool for the hunt. She's not helping him; he's just using her as a tool. And then the movie proceeds, blah 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 blah.
And for you, Zach, Weyland-Yutani, that's from the Alien
and Blade Runner.
So that's where the links are.
And Blade Runner.
I knew it from Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Did not know it had anything to do with aliens.
There you go.
Yutani's from Blade Runner. Yutani Corpse, who makes the androids in Blade Runner.
I wouldn't have gotten that one.
Weyland is Aliens, and then at some point they merged and blah blah blah. But so basically, the Predator part of it, the whole movie is pretty much he's like, I need to do this kind of thing. Whereas the android she brings the humor and joyfulness to it. Like she just finds things funny and does quips and stuff like that, and she makes the movie enjoyable in my opinion. Like the Predator makes the movie fun for the action, whereas she makes the movie fun to watch, kind of thing. And then without spoiling anything, like it is a good time.
Okay.
Like it is a good time. It's a very different Predator movie to the other Predator movies.
Because I think it's been getting a lot of rave reviews in the cinemas at the moment.
Yep.
But it's interesting that you say you preferred Prey over this one. But either way, I'm still very keen to watch it.
Prey is very much, in my opinion, Prey is a remake of the first Predator.
Sure.
Just different characters.
Yeah, okay.
But it's a very similar movie when you think about it.
Yeah.
Predator 2, very much the same, but in New York. Yep. I actually prefer Predator 2 over Predator 1. Maybe controversial. Predator. What was the third one called? Predator?
Predators.
Was it Predator? Yeah, it was Predators.
That's the one.
That's the one with Topher Grace and
that's the one that I was talking about, where they go to the
yeah,
battle world or whatever it is, where they go.
So it's a different planet. I think they never mention it, but I think I'm pretty sure it's a different planet. And then there was the fourth one, which I won't talk about. But yeah, this one it's up there in the top Predator movies in my opinion. Awesome. It's really, really good, and the way they're starting to weave the alien world and stuff into it. Like there's no direct links, but it's more just the Weyland-Yutani and stuff.
Yeah.
It's really enjoyable movie. And with that, I'll run into my brief review of The Running Man, Edgar Wright's Running Man.
This has been getting belted.
So this is a retelling of Stephen King's novel, The Running Man.
Yep.
Not a remake of Arnold Schwarzenegger's The Running Man. Because Arnold Schwarzenegger's The Running Man is based on Stephen King's book, The Running Man, but it is very loose adaptation of that book. This is a more true adaptation of the book.
Yeah, right.
And whereas like Arnold Schwarzenegger one is over the top mental characters, this one's not. This one's more a comment on rich versus poor, what poor people do to get money, blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
Right? In my opinion, it is probably Edgar Wright's worst movie.
Okay.
In terms of Edgar Wright movies.
Sure, but it's still a good
In terms of a good movie, it's an enjoyable movie. It's a I won't watch it again in the next year kind of thing, but I would watch it again movie.
Okay.
It is fun. Michael Cera.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to picture.
He's in it. At first, I didn't realize it was him because he's got like this scruffy beard and stuff. And
it doesn't look like
him there.
And then he started talking, and I was like, oh fuck, that's him.
Does that not look like a Jason Statham's?
Yeah.
Sort of
And then you've got Josh Brolin is fantastic, and he's in it for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
The old mate down the bottom here, who is he's like the guy who runs the show,
Sure.
like the front man in front of the camera.
Yep.
He's the star of the film, but he's in it for like 2 seconds as well.
Okay.
Kind of thing. But he's like by far the best character in the movie. Old mate, that's the main character. He's good. He's believable. It's
Glenn Powell,
amazing. Yeah, Glenn Powell.
Yeah.
One of the funny little throwback to Arnold Schwarzenegger is it's like right at the start of the movie. The money has Arnold Schwarzenegger on it, like this. And that's the little throwback to Arnold Schwarzenegger. But it's a really good movie. It's very different to Arnold Schwarzenegger's one.
Sure.
I did enjoy it.
Yeah, okay.
I wouldn't knock it down. So give it a chance.
So not a great movie, but you're not going to be running out to see it. But if it comes up, definitely give it a gander.
Yeah. I'd give it a chance. That's all I say.
Yeah, okay.
It's not a horrible movie by any means.
Speaking of giving it a chance,
Yep.
subscribe.
Hey, what a segue!
Give us a chance, subscribe, share it around. You won't regret it. We've got big things planned for the new year. So check us out. Subscribe, share, get the bell on YouTube, all those sorts of things.
All right, we've got a very TV movie heavy thing this week. Reality TV shows, Zach.
So, basically, I've watched Ink Master before, but it sort of just started popping back up in my like Facebook reel algorithm.
That's the best way to watch it because you're just watching the good parts.
Yeah, and that's it. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna rewatch it. Tried to find some of the start sort of at the start
Because the new season's fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Problem is that they fall into the same thing that they always do. It's like they start out with a focus point.
Yeah,
The Ink
and then
Master,
it just
they
turns
start
into
out
drama.
with the art and what's happening there, and then all of a sudden you get to a reality TV show where it's 99% drama, and you're like, I thought this was a tattoo show.
At least with Ink Master though, that drama point it's always confined to certain parts of the show where you can skip
The
it easily
judging
enough.
parts, yeah.
It's not something where it's intertwined
It is more
completely
prevalent
through it.
now, especially since the new seasons where Joel Madden's taken
Joel
over.
Madden's it and
Ashley, whatever her name is.
Ryan Ashley.
Ryan Ashley, she was a competitor way back.
Yeah, she's a former Ink Master.
But she's just, oh God, she's annoying.
Some of the drama scenes there, they're like, all right, we need to reshoot this, and you need to be a bit more aggressive. And it's like you can see one of the character or contestants in the season watching is trying to be aggressive, but like other than like walking sort of somewhat menacingly towards someone else, going, "I'll fight you," the tone, nothing changes. It's just like, "Yeah, I'll fight you. Yeah, I'll knock you out. Yeah, sweet." But no, I said I enjoy watching it for the artwork. Don't have a tattoo, probably won't because I don't think I could pick a design I'd be happy with for my life. Unlike some people could. But I enjoy admiring the skill of what tattooing is and seeing it executed on the screen like that. So I enjoy watching that. But yeah, so I thought we'd talk about reality TV shows here and go, what are some reality TV shows that are still somewhat enjoyable to watch?
I like what you were saying with reality. So there used to be a show, I watched used to watch a show when it first came out called Below Deck, which I'm sure everyone knows.
Yeah.
It was a fantastic show when it first came out because there was no drama. It was just
People
I
on a
enjoyed
boat.
watching people do the job on the boat and seeing that lifestyle. And then all of a sudden, somewhere about like season 4 or 5, they're like, "Nah, we're just gonna fucking amp that drum." And then
is that the one where then they start like one of? I think I've seen a clip of it where she starts sleeping with one of the crew, like the guests and stuff, and
it just got so bad. I'm like, this show's not interesting anymore. So stop watching it.
Interesting thing, I went on a golf day a few years ago, just out there playing golf, and one of the guys who I got partnered with, he was actually a yachty chef.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so, I was having a good chat with him, and like it came up just like, I did yachting for a while, chef, and yeah. I said, mate, look, I'm
yachting.
Yachting, yeah.
I was like, I had a different word in my head.
And I said, oh, look, mate, I'm watching that, I've been watching the Below Deck show and whatnot. He goes, oh, yeah, a lot of people ask me about it. I said, oh, well, look, I'll keep it brief then. The similarities, he goes, fuck, you'd be surprised at how much it is fucking like that. I'm like, okay, no, that's good to know. Like, I'm sure it's very different to the more recent seasons of it, but it was interesting to hear the similarities from those earlier seasons and how it really is like that. And the intent of those early seasons is, this is what you guys do. We're going to put a camera in the corner and watch you do it, and then it would just fucking roll out and it would happen.
Well, so one of these, I don't know if it's been produced elsewhere, but The Block was that kind of the same thing. When it started, it was somewhat
I can't stand that show now.
Yeah, and I was the same. It started as it's just everyday couples trying to handle renovations and things like that, doing it in amongst their work lives and things. But now it's just so gone beyond what was like an average renovation to mansions and fucking these multi-million-dollar properties that the average person could never look at, so it doesn't really matter. And
it's also the fact of like they're going to go in and build, renovate, do whatever they're doing. Like you see literally about 2 parts of fuck all of the actual renovation because they're, again, focusing on so much of the drama and bullshit. It's funny because there's so many times where Shan has said to me like, oh, we should go on The Block and put in like we do so well. I'm like, to be perfectly honest, like Shan, you're a Sparky, I'm a project manager. If they want to do it in some form of light where I say one thing which upsets someone else, or you do something that's like, oh yeah, maybe not that, or whatever, and that will get twisted in such a way where I'm like, our careers would be fucked because of that. Like there was this one guy who was a project manager on an earlier season, and I was watching him go through some stuff. I didn't think anything of what he was doing because he was just going through the motions. And then I was talking to someone, he's like, oh, I did this, that, and like, oh, fucking my... That's his job. Like that's what he's doing. Like he had to do X, Y, Z. And when I was having the conversation with this person, like that's the process. That's what you do. And then the backlash that this guy was getting, I'm like, this guy's fucked. Like he's not going to have something to go back to after this. So I would never do it purely on that perspective alone.
So I've watched one season of Married at First Sight, and that's because my mate was on it. And so I was like, sure, I'll watch it. I'll support my mate.
Who was your mate?
Josh Pillack.
Oh, okay.
So
I knew Nick J.
So he was on it and stuff, and he was talking to a few people afterwards, and some of the comments he's made, like when he was allowed to talk about it, was basically parts of the show happened that was aired, and what you saw is like, well, that comment was made at the start of the dinner, not at the end when it was put in. That comment was made over here, and they basically just re-edited the whole dinner conversation they had to create the narrative and the drama and things. So for that shows like that, it wasn't there.
My biggest issue with reality TV, just for the sheer fact of my job is an editor.
Yeah,
I watch it and I'm like, this is so fucking fake. Like I can see where all these edits are. Like it's just not right.
Well, you just have a look at them sitting down at a meal, and they'll ask a question, and they'll be having the first bite, and then the next question, the plate's empty. Then it goes back and it's full. You're like, oh, come on, guys. There was one thing. Like one of my mates I went to school with. He was I think he was a driver for a period of time on maths, and there was one person who he was driving to the dinner, and she needed to get reshot that many times. It took hours just getting her to the dinner because they had to keep reshooting it. And her partner, who they were kind of going through blues and whatnot through the show, he had to sit outside and wait because she had to get there first to portray the narrative of the show. So he was literally sitting out the front going, I just want to go inside and get a fucking beer.
Let's say those dinner parties that are, an afternoon are actually like a full day from like, 7 a.m. to 7, like to 2 a.m. in the morning sort of thing.
No wonder they're all fucking hammered by the end.
One of the things you just don't know about those. So like shows like Married at First Sight and The Bachelor and all that kind of shit. So on the show, they have a series of producers.
Yes.
So there's like one producer per 2 contestants or something like that, right? Those producers get bonuses if their people get through.
That I'm not surprised.
So what happens is they will try and twist the narrative and stuff with the other contestants and all that kind of stuff. But then there's also writers, and those writers are writing a narrative of what they want to happen, and all this kind of stuff. And it's all filmed in the period of like fucking 2 weeks.
Yeah. And from that perspective, I think we've mentioned it on the show before, but
Unreal.
A really, really incredible show to watch. That part of it just literally just put straight in front of you is like, this is kind of how reality shows are done, is unreal. Yep, I think it's got either 2 or 3 seasons.
3 seasons.
So the first season, absolutely incredible. I started to lose it a little bit with season 2, but I know she loved all 3 seasons.
It did jump the shark a little bit.
Yeah, it was a great show.
So now that we're done bagging them, let's talk about ones that we do enjoy. So on Netflix at the moment, there is a fantastic reality show called Physical 100, and there's a 3rd season that came out called Physical Asia.
I've seen the
so
trailers for
Physical 100 there's 2 seasons of it, and it's a Korean show where they get 100 specimens of human beings
from all walks of athleticism.
So, it's amazing. Like you've got massive fucking sumo-y style guys to like huge fucking toughest man on earth to like Olympic athlete, runners, Olympic swimmers, fucking polo people, soccer people, football people.
I think there's dancers in there as well, all sorts of stuff.
And essentially, a series of contests, and eventually gets down to 2 people, and those 2 people fight it out. In the first season, the last challenge is a giant fucking reel of rope. And they just sit there and they have to pull the rope off the reel. And you're watching, like, oh, okay. By the end of it, you're like, I'm fucking tight watching you guys. Fuck, man. And like just some of the challenges they do, it's fucking awesome. Season 2 was really good. And then the third season, which was Asia.
It's just come out, I think.
It just came out, just finished like 2 weeks ago, the last episode. It's essentially Japan has a team of, like, everyone's got team of 5. So Japan, Korea, Australia, Turkey, Mongolia, and Philippines, and Indonesia. Okay. I think it is. And
so they're actually doing like a team-based
one.
Yeah,
so it's all team-based in this one. And like no one gets eliminated, teams get eliminated. Oh, it's so good, man.
Yeah, cool.
Australia, beasts. Absolute beasts. And like some of the games they have to play, it's just hardcore, man.
Yeah, okay.
And like one of the Australian guys is a Red Bull parkour. He's like one of the best parkourers in the world. He's in it. A UFC fighter.
Yep.
Australian UFC fighter. A CrossFit chick from Sydney, I think. A personal trainer chick, and one of the world's strongest men.
Oh yeah.
Contestant. I think I think he is the winner at the moment.
Yeah.
And there's one thing where they get the bag and they have to throw it over their head and over a pole, right? And he's in that one, and there's like these other guys. He picks them up and just goes, and just throws it, and then the Turkey guy's having to pick it up and throw it after him. But he's throwing it so far, the Turkey guy's got to run over to get it and then run back. And but it is such an enjoyable show to watch.
Yeah, right.
And then on top of that, the first 2 seasons, because it's all in Korean, it's dubbed, and it's got sort of a Takeshi's Castle vibe to it, where me and my wife are watching it, and you kind of just laugh a bit at some of the things they say, because they're like, because of the culture's different and the way they speak about that kind of stuff is different. Like they're like, oh, look at his physique. He's got a really nice physique. I bet he's on the national team. Yeah. And stuff like that. You're just like, that's so funny.
I was say, so it sounds very similar to, obviously, you've got the Ninja Warrior, like the American Ninja Warrior, things like that. There's the Ultimate Beastmaster on Netflix, which is effectively the same thing as Ninja Warrior. And then there's The Rock's The Titan games.
Yeah, so they're all course style things. This one isn't like that. This one, like one of the biggest games they have is it's a pool. There's this pool probably about knee deep in the middle of a sand pit, and there's a big medicine ball in the middle of it. And the 2 people have to run at the ball. Whoever's got the ball at the end of 3 minutes wins. And it's essentially just a giant fucking wrestling match.
Oh, actually.
And like stuff like that. And there's like tug of wars. And
is there crazy. People are obviously eliminated. How are they eliminated through this stuff?
Oh, there's multiple different ways in the game.
Yeah, I think I've seen clips of... It might not be this, might be something similar to this.
Porcelain bust.
There was, one where they had to pull like a rope or something to get the next weapon or something to break, like the next block to unchain something like that. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's really, really good show.
So the one I was going to throw out obviously would be Ink Master, like I said, because I just enjoy watching the artworks and the styles and the challenges, although I said kooky and all that sort of stuff because it's a reality TV show, but it's cool to see what people can actually come up with and create.
It's pretty hard to fake the fact that you're tattooing on a real person. That's the one thing I like about the challenge. Like, you can't fake that talent because it's going on a real human skin.
The only sort of fakeness is just the timing. Like it makes it look like everyone always finishes right at 6 hours, but some finishing within like 4 hours and stuff like that. But the other one I'd throw out is Deadliest Catch. So it's set in the Bering Sea over in...
the giant fucking crabs, isn't it?
Off Alaska. Catch, and it's basically giant fishing trawlers going out, catching crabs, king crabs in the summer and opie crabs or something like that in the winter. And it's just cool to see people do a job like that. Like, it's, high risk, high rewards.
So that was one of the first on Discovery Channel way back in the day when reality sort of started kicking in. And they realised they could make it for cheap.
And I think I like it because it's not a game show. It's real life. Yes, they've notched up the drama as things have gone on and made some drama between the ship crews and things like that. But, like, it's just a job that you admire to watch. You can
tell when they put the drama between the crews and stuff, you're like, there's no drama there. You are literally just saying that. There's nothing there.
But, yeah, like, it's a job where, like, it'd be really cool. I couldn't do it.
Oh, Fuck no.
Like, I couldn't do it. It'd be interesting to be on the ship. And
There's a
sort of
reason they
watch.
get paid a lot of money to do it.
But at the same time, it's risk reward. Like it's all on that captain to go out there and find those crabs. If they don't find the crabs, they don't get paid. So, like, it's very interesting to watch and see the risks they've got to and the decisions the captains have to go through to actually, it's their responsibility to actually put food on the table of their crewmates and things like that. So,
all right, Brock, what's yours?
Look, I think for me, there's a general statement that we said before. The first couple of seasons of most of these reality shows, they're good, they're enjoyable,
good,
they're generally good and great and whatnot. But if I wanted to throw one out into the ring, I'd be talking about the Gold Rush ones. I quite enjoyed some of the. I don't know. I can't remember what they were called.
They were back in the heyday as well.
Yeah, so
good reality TV.
I quite enjoyed the first couple of seasons of those where they were going
Ice
out.
Trucker and when all those ones
Yeah,
were out.
exactly. Like Ice Trucker wasn't as good because that was just fucking guys driving on the road. But like they were good. And one other one I'll throw in there, which I enjoyed again until the drama crept further and further in, was where they went and did the storage sheds.
Storage Wars. Storage Wars. I didn't think of like Porn Stars and things like that along that
so
line.
like I quite enjoyed Porn Stars was a great one. Like I quite enjoyed some of those things. Like it's easy to understand and see where some of that reality gets stretched to suit the narrative. Like I get that, but it's just for me, it just gets so stale so quickly because of the way that they add that dramatization bullshit into that.
See, I preferred Porn Stars more because I liked the history side of things. When a cool object would come in, you get that little history piece about it, and you'd learn some things about it that way. But I always wanted a show like that to do like I guess it would be a special where it would be like, remember this episode where they found this object? It sold for this much money and things to see the back end of it.
I thought they did stuff like that.
They did it every now and then in Porn Stars. That like they'd show you like Dana White came in and bought some of the swords they'd purchased earlier in the episode and things like they did things like that. But like you'd see like especially Storage Wars, they go, I could sell that for $100. I'm like, I wouldn't pay $50 Australian for that, let alone $100. So it'd be interesting to see actually like how they do it all.
One of the funny things that I seen, which lasted like half a fucking episode because it was horrible, on the back end of Porn Stars, and it made it very obvious how much it was dramatized or added in. They did a reality game show or a trivia show with Porn Stars. So basically, they got because the ball guy, he was meant to be just a genius. He knew everything about everything, quirky stuff and all and whatever. Like basically you'd say something to me like, oh, boom, boom, boom within the show. So they go, hey, let's do a fucking TV show. And he's got, oh yeah, let's do it. Episode 1, lost. Episode 2, lost. Episode 3, lost. It made it very, very obvious that when he's actually put on the spot, he's got.
So basically, it was the three main ones: him, his son, and Chumley, the friend. Would go in and they'd bring in items from their shop, and then other people would come in and have to try and guess the value and all this
history,
sort of stuff.
And they talked to history and stuff like that. And he was wrong more often.
It just didn't work out. But it said like all that, and so that spun off like a bunch of little ones. There was Counting Cars, which I don't mind watching in because you get to see the restoration of the cars and things like that. There was American Restoration, which was where they'd take like the old beaten up like vending machines and petrol pump stuff, and old mate would restore them and stuff. So there was
Monster Garage.
I never watched that one. I heard
Jesse James, mate. That was wow.
But yeah, like I said,
that's a man that got cancelled.
The fucking Chopper show where they did the bikes, the father and son.
American Chopper. See, that was a great show, but it was all that was. See, that's one of the shows that is credited with reality getting the drama injected into it.
I'm not surprised
because it started off very much about the bikes, but because they naturally just fought like that. That and people were like, I'm going to start watching it because Discovery Channel realized that people were watching it. So it just got to the point where you didn't even see the bikes get built anymore. And that's where all the reality shows got that
was
from.
the same as like even like you said, Counting Cars didn't have that sort of thing, but it started very much as let's work on this, and then all of a sudden halfway through those seasons it became, all right, this is like the drama, like whatever this character's up to in this episode and stuff, and like less about going through the process of building the bikes or the cars and talking about the paint schemes and what they're going to do to make the car valuable again. It moved into the drama thing. So, watch early seasons of reality TV show. That's our suggestion.
After season 3, fuck it.
Okay. You've been waiting long enough. We've been waiting long enough. Let's look at some card grades, baby.
Woo!
All right, so what cards have we got up, lined up today
so
for the people listening at home?
These are the 5 cards we submitted at Comic-Con, the TCG store there. So Brock wasn't there, unfortunately, so it was a lot less this time. And also, we'd only just not long sent off the cards you saw in the previous video. So we've got, obviously, a couple of Pokemon. So we've got the Gardevoir illustration rare and the Entei from myself. And AJ submitted some superhero ones. So we've got the Thanos card here, if I try to lift it without revealing the grade.
On your camera.
My camera, which is that one. There you go. Thanos, there you go. This is from the Chinese game we thought was incredibly fake. Turns out to be incredibly real.
Yep.
So we've graded one of those.
Kokoki or something, I think it's called. Yeah.
That's your wheelhouse, mate. And then we've got 2 from what?
Meta X. So this is a short-lived game from Panini. Came out just after they got the Dragon Ball Z license taken off of them because Bandai were releasing their Dragon Ball Super TCG, which is unfortunate because the Dragon Ball Z card game was fucking amazing. So they came out with this one. It's a fun game. They had a Justice League set. Then I think they had a couple of other IP-based sets. And it lasted for like maybe 3 sets maybe. And I won a booster box from one of the companies here in Australia. Yeah. And so I got these 2 cards out of Harley Quinn, one of them being my favourite character out of any comic book. And that card, unfortunately, has seen some sun, and it's been a bit sun damaged, so we're not expecting much from that one. And then we got a shiny Batman.
No, but on that, so these are basically cards that really, the Gardevoir card I have no intention of selling. I think that looks very much like a Star Wars card to me.
Yeah, it does.
And then the Entei one, if that comes back at 10, which I think it will, I'll happily flip it because I'm not that emotionally attached to it. But at the same time, it's a fucking cool card, so I'll happily keep it no matter the grade. So again, we're not really grading these for value or profit. We're just grading because we like the cards and we want to keep them nice and protected so they don't get any more sun bleached.
Okay, so as we did in the last episode, right now on screen, if you're watching at home, you can see the grades that we picked. If you're playing at home on the audio version, not as entertaining for you. All right, and on the count of 3, we're going to clap and we're going to go to the table cam. 1, 2, 3. All right, our first card, we've got Thanos, looking all good in all of its Chinese goodness. And what have we got for it?
It's a
8.5. 8.5 for Thanos.
It's a lot better than we thought.
It's a lot better than we thought it was. All right, let's go Batman from Meta X.
10.
What do we got? We've got an 8 for Batman from Meta X. Then we've got Harley Quinn. This one is not going to be very high. Here we go.
6.
8.5. Okay, that's a lot higher than I thought it was going to be.
All right, 10.
What do we got here? So
10,
this is the Entei.
10.
9 for the Entei. And then our final one, we've got the Gardevoir. What do we got?
It's
8.5. All right, we're back from the card grading goodness. Now, for those of you playing at home that did not see the grades, let me just get this back up on our TV here.
We were pleasantly surprised with some of the grades, weren't we?
Pleasantly surprised. So we had Batman the Caped Crusader from Meta X. It got a grade of 8.
Deserved a 10.
Which got Brock a point.
Didn't vote for it.
Thanos Chinese card was an 8.5. None of us guessed that. The Gardevoir got an 8.5, which Zach got a point for. The Entei got a 9, which Zach and myself got a point for. And Harley Quinn surprised us all with an 8.5. So that takes the current standings for guessing graded cards. AJ, 7. Brock, 7. And Zach catching up from behind. 3 up to 5 points now. 2 points in it for Zach to catch up. Me and you are tied.
The problem is we need to send more cards.
Yes, we need to submit more cards.
Well, I'll be submitting an Ari. I know that much.
I've got 3 that I'll be submitting at a point in time very shortly in the future.
What are they, Brock? Oh, no, don't tell us because that'll lead into a rant. So we'll just hold off on that for a moment.
Let's not get into that fucking rant.
We'll hold off to that rant. But yeah, so let us know if you think those grades good or not. But yeah, thanks again to TCG for sending the cards back to us. The posters this one was about what we expected. So I said possibly Collecticon at Newcastle, bombard them with cards and slow them down a little bit. But
I'd say they've just caught up on the fact that they were at a few events and got landed with some extra cards.
That's it. All right, we'll briefly touch.
Do we know how to do that?
Touch on 28 years later and The Witcher. So briefly, 28 days later, you finally got around to watching it.
28 years later.
That one too.
I did. It is good. I think that my impression was that they tried to capitalize on how good the opening of the second movie was, and they did something that tried to shock, but it just didn't quite have the same impact as what the second one did. And then from there, the story was good. It wasn't great. It wasn't enthralling. It didn't really like drag you into anything. There was nothing that was surprising or shocking. It was just sort of like the progression of that you'd expect to sort of happen.
I ask, do you think, because you were diehard 28 fans and things like that, do you think you guys maybe were expecting more from it then?
I personally loved it.
Look, it was good. It just didn't deliver as much as what I was expecting. I think for me,
it's also a very different movie to the original 28 Days Later.
Yeah, it is.
And 28 weeks later, they've kind of gone, that didn't really happen.
Yeah.
Where's he going to put that over there?
Yeah. I think I've got a feeling that once all three are out, I will have a better appreciation for the trilogy. I've got that sort of gut feel. I enjoyed it. It was good. It was fun. I liked the way that they showed the progression of the rage virus and what that's sort of doing and how there are different creatures per se.
Yeah.
I did really like that element and how that tied into the story. The doctor and how he was going, like that was really good, like within his bone temple and how that played out. I thought the guys at the end in the parkour, doing the parkour with the what do you call them, the jumpsuit suit
the
thing,
Jerrys.
they were a little
Oh,
bit,
Jimmy's, sorry, the Jimmy's.
they were a little bit misplaced for me.
That's the point of it.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah. And I got that was the point, but I was kind of just like...
Because they're based on, is it Jimmy Savile?
Oh, I can't remember.
Yeah, basically he's a British personality. He was one of the biggest personalities, and it came out that he was a naughty person.
Yes. He was not a very nice
He did
person.
bad things to
Fortunately,
certain
that's
people.
an all too common thread.
But the funny thing about this movie is like, because it starts with them, these kids watching him, and that's like when the outbreak happens. So these guys have grown up in the outbreak, but and he's like idolized this Jimmy guy, but because the outbreak happened, no one ever found out about the things he done. So they still consider him a hero. So they all dress like him and stuff like that. And it's bit of commentary there.
it's clever, but yeah, I felt it was a little bit misplaced. I think it will play well through the next piece. One thing,
they're main characters in the next.
Yeah,
movie.
exactly. Yeah. I think one thing that strangely really annoyed me was the amount of iodine that the doctor had. Iodine. That really annoyed me. They cannot manufacture that anymore. He's in this local little fucking bumfuck Idaho place, and he has enough iodine to completely coat his body every single day, multiple times a day. I'm like, yeah, no.
Oh, is that the doctor there?
Yes, he's covered. He's not covered in blood. He's covered in iodine, because it's like it doesn't
Deterrent?
attract them.
Yeah.
It's a deterrent, basically. And I'm like, you know what? That's cool. That's cool. You don't have enough. It's been 28 years. You can't continue to make that. No.
Might explain it in the next one.
Yeah. Look, it might, but I mean,
right.
it was fine.
Cool. All right.
good.
So give it a shout. If you like zombie movies, watch it. It's good.
Yes.
There's lots of zombie dick. On to Witches, season 4.
Can I put out Lisa's point of view first?
Sure.
She hated it for one reason. It wasn't Henry
wasn't
Cavill.
Henry Cavill.
She could not stand Mr. Hemsworth.
I think that it was always going to be hard to get past Liam replacing Henry Cavill. I think it was always going to be hard to get past.
I didn't think he did a bad job.
He didn't do it.
I think the voice was my big issue. He just didn't have that gravitas that the voice,
Correct.
that Cavill's voice brought.
Correct. The something as simple as the from Cavill, it just worked, and Hemsworth tried it. It didn't land.
See, I haven't finished the last Cavill season.
Okay.
I got about halfway through it, and I'm like, because for those of you who pay attention to our set, we have the complete book set up here.
Yeah.
I'm going to sound like a book yuppie, but they fucked it. They so much fucked it. I can understand why Cavill went, fuck you, cunts, I'm out.
Well, season 3, you could tell that he was already on the way out because it came across
so
as
rushed.
It was rushed. He wasn't interested. He didn't care what happened because he's like, well, you're going to do whatever the fuck you're going to do anyway. So whatever, just film me on screen, pay me, and I'll go. I haven't read the books. I don't know that whole lore. I don't know that sort of stuff in the background into this. It just didn't feel Witcher. And that's without...
The producers are pretty much just gone on their own. Like, they just don't give a fuck.
Which is fine. Like, I get that. And I suppose
don't call it Witcher then.
And I suppose that the next piece that I'll talk to is like the individual parts within. I quite enjoyed. Like, I really enjoyed the action sequences. They were very, very well done in this. I enjoyed the vampire and that story. I know
he was cool. Mr. Lawrence Fishburne was the actor. He was cool.
Apparently, a lot of people hated that because it moved so far away from what was in the books or the games or whatever.
And again, I haven't read it, and that's why I think I might. I can see where AJ's coming from if the books have changed. But
see, I normally don't give a fuck, but like, this is like Game of Thrones level of they've just gone meh.
Yeah. And then I think some of it, the one thing as well that gets me is and I've spoken about it in the past, they looked like they were too clean for the set generally until they had mud thrown on them. It was like they were either pristine or they were covered in mud and blood. And it was kind of like, well, there's an element of you need to like progress through it and be like within the scene, so to speak. It just looked a little too polished to me. And
overall,
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, overall it was good. I just think that was because the individual parts were good. The whole, I think, was missing something. Like, nothing really progressed massively in the storyline from where we ended in season 3. Like, everyone is still in their own parts. The only real big revelation for a character was The Witcher finding out that Dooney is actually Emir, the evil emperor. He didn't realize that was the same person. That was really the only mega revelation they've had. Everyone else is still doing the same things they were doing at the end of season 4 as they were doing at the start of season 4. So that was sort of a letdown for me. I said, I didn't mind his appearance and things like that. That didn't bother me.
From the trailers and stuff, it does not
bother
worry me.
I said the only thing that bothered me, I said, was the voice. Like, he just didn't have that same gravitas and sort of brooding voice that Cavill brought. Yes. I was sort of expecting one of the characters, especially when they met off with some of the dwarves from earlier in the early seasons, waiting for them to go, something's changed about you, Witcher, just to play on that obvious one-liner of, we've recast him, let's admit it and move on. But like,
it's like they did in the Mummy movie when they recast the old love that played the wife.
Yeah,
and one of them said, you look different. She goes, sometimes I feel like a different woman.
They did it in My Wife and Kids too. Like, they've done it in heaps of shows. That's why I was like, they might do it here, but they didn't.
From an aesthetic perspective, I again, as I said, I didn't care when I was watching it. The only time that I was like, oh, yeah, okay, was after I'd finished it and they had just a side-by-side of Cavill on screen and Hemsworth on screen. I'm like, oh, I get it. But during the show, it did not bother me.
It was quite funny, the recap they sort of did at the start, where every time the witch was in it from the early scenes was at a distance or like the back shot of him. She never saw Cavill's face again in it. But like, I said, it's definitely not. Well, I said it might be offensive to the book lovers, but to
it's not offensive. It's just it's.
Offensive is probably too harsh word, but
because like I said, like, I normally do not give a flying fuck if they veer from the books or they change it or anything, because a lot of the times books are hard to translate.
Yes.
That's just not the case in this one. It's just they've seen the book and went.
For those who are listening rather than watching, AJ currently has his middle finger up.
The other thing, I guess this might be sort of what is in the books. I don't know. But like, it was very much more political based, this one, and moving away from like the mystical magic and like the monsters and all those side of things. Like, we saw a wraith. We saw the vampire do nothing really vampire other than just he's old and really smart. And then we saw the swamp spirits. Yeah. That was sort of it. So that was a bit of a letdown, just because it's been cool to see all these weird and wacky creatures come along throughout the show, and this season really didn't have any of it.
One thing for me that I didn't like through the whole season until the very end was the rats. So the rats are the group who is with Ciri, or they know her as Falca, and it just sort of plays on Syrian what she's going through and how the rats are sort of trying to help her through. Now, the rats are a group of, I think there's 5 or 6 of them. And you're just kind of watching it the whole time. Just like this whole thing is just really forced.
Yeah.
It's just not, it just doesn't fit. And then they get to the final episode and holy fuck me, the rats turn up. They start fighting with this other guy, the bounty hunter, who's basically been chasing witches this whole time. And yes, there are about to be spoilers. And he just starts fucking up the rats. You're like, oh yeah, they're going to have this fight. And then Siri will come along and then, whoop, that guy's missing his head. Oh, he's not coming back from that. And then the next bit is like coming through the next bit. And you're like, oh, he has a spike, a sword through his mouth out the top of his head.
It's quite enjoyable to see them get fucked up because they were really annoying.
It was, but like the way that you just had nothing, like you just didn't care when the rats were on screen to watch that whole thing happen. You're actually drawn into like, holy fuck, like I didn't like them, but I didn't want that to happen. Like, it was really, really.
I was not opposed to them because it was just annoying. Like every character in there was just
forced.
Yeah, it was just none of the chemistry was good. And I get that.
And you're right. It was the chemistry between all of them who were meant to be this band of misfits who are great together. Didn't work.
And it might have been a point because obviously we're all meant to be on the Siri side of things and they're against Siri. So like you sort of pick up that, Siri's not bonding with them. And from that perspective, it kind of worked. But
the
even
rats themselves didn't interact.
I agree. But it's like even Old Love that was with Siri.
Yeah.
Like, the whole time, like, she was completely manipulating Siri and, like, the whole, like, oh, no, like, I'm trying to help you. I'm like, no, you're not. Like, you've been caught out lying several times. You've done this, done that. Like, it just, nothing about it made sense. And the fact that Siri like, oh, no, I'll just stick around here. Like, no, you're an idiot. Like, just leave them, do what you need to do, and go. Yeah. But, yeah. Other than, like I said, as a whole, the season was okay. There were really good moments and parts throughout it. Like, a lot of the travel with the Witcher and his crew was good. The dwarves always bringing like the sort of comic relief and things like that. But it just left me at the end of the season like, what have we progressed? Not a lot.
The one episode that I fucking hated was the story episode.
Yeah, I knew you would.
That was fucking...
Actually, no. I thought he would hate it, which he's up to yet. I actually thought you wouldn't mind it.
No. Because I'm usually, I don't mind when things like that occur and they give like a sense of, and the way that they do it, but they literally just stopped the whole fucking show and went, right, Witcher, what's your story? Okay, yep, cool. Yeah, that happened. Okay, what happened? Sweet. All right, tick. You're fucking told your story. You over there in the corner. Yep. What's your background? Yep. Cool. Tell me your story. Sweet. You're done. Vampire next. Yep. Straight. And they just literally stopped.
The vampire story was well shown. There with the anime and stuff like that.
So
cool.
The animation piece around his background and his story was that was the 3 minutes of that episode that was good.
But and it said that whole episode served one point just to let the Witcher know that Dooney was Amir. That was it. That was the only revelation we got, and then you could have moved on. It didn't need a full episode to get to that point.
Correct. And on that note, that is the end of our episode.
Told you we couldn't keep it brief.
Thank you very much for watching. As usual, ladies and gents, make sure to head to the YouTube, like, share, and subscribe on that thing, as every YouTuber says.
Jump on the Discord. We've got a few chats about various different things happening on there. Sometimes we talk a little bit earlier about things that we're going to talk on the episode.
Check out the socials, as we said before. Lots of Pokemon, bit of everything. Yep. Bit of modelling when he gets it, and like I said, the silly season is upon us. If you couldn't tell by my hat, but yeah, so obviously we will be taking a break at some point, but expect us to do some gameplays and things like that in that time as well. So yeah, stay tuned. We got lots of content coming your way.
Thank you very much, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Stay frantic.
Hey guys, thanks for listening to Frantic Nerdcast.
You can find all our latest news and information on Facebook or at franticnerdcast.com.
You can find us on Instagram at Frantic Nerdcast. Find AJ at Weird Art by AJ. Find Zach at Frantic Kaz and myself at Frantic Brock.
Please make sure to head over to our YouTube channel and subscribe for more YouTube-only content like Sequelize It and Plays Games.